Welcome back to the Y.E.S. Functional Gym Podcast. We give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Good afternoon. My name is Chris Border, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. I just would first like to start off with thanking you for taking time today to listen to what I have to say. This is a busy week, the kickoff of the busy season. And I know it's difficult to make time to listen to things and get other things done because you have so much to do. So I really appreciate you taking the time what I have to say. Before we get started, just a little bit of housekeeping. I want you to know you can get this podcast or broadcast over anywhere where you're listening to your podcast. That would be Apple or Spotify, wherever. You can also get a transcript of this broadcast if you head on over to yesfitnessct.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page where it says podcast, and you can get access to any of the timestamps or show notes for all 222 episodes. A little bit of housekeeping. Thursday, we are running our Bird and the Bird, 7:30 in the morning. Everyone is welcome. We just need to know that you're showing up. It's a pretty intense workout, so if you're not working out already, or it's been a while since you worked out, it's probably not the workout that you want to attend. We need to get some calories burned so we can eat some food, have some dessert. That's what I want, some dessert. So that's at 7:30 on Thursday morning. We are open Wednesday at our normally scheduled hours. We are closed on Friday, Black Friday, Black Friday. So you can get all your shopping going and started. But honestly, it's a very quiet weekend for us. We are open again on Saturday morning for our normally scheduled sessions. We're not well attended on Saturday. This is a very family-oriented vacation or time off, 4 days, and people are traveling. People have other family and friends in town. So we have always found that it's not been a very busy weekend for us other than Burn the Bird. I think we're up to over 30 participants right now. So it is going to be jamming in there Thursday morning. And then we're back open on Monday morning for our normally scheduled sessions. I also want to let you know, if you don't know already, that I am currently running a Black Friday special on my most successful online program, my Get Stronger, Live Longer program. And if you know me, I don't run deals. We're professionals. I don't believe in discounting our services. But typically on Black Friday, we will put together some special deals. So this is one deal that I've never run before. It has a ton of stuff, a ton of value with it. And it really covers all the bases. So let's say you want to exercise, but you don't have a plan. This is going to give you that plan. Let's say you don't have some accountability. Well, you're going to have accountability by me. You're going to have me, a fitness professional, in your back pocket all the time to ask questions, make changes, and just give you some kind of support. Say you don't like to go to a gym. You don't need to go to the gym to do this program. You don't need a lot of equipment. Less than $50 worth of equipment, probably, if you don't have any at all, to be able to do this program. If you have prior injuries, you have access to me. I can make some changes for you. I mean, there's just really no excuse. If you really were thinking about exercising, and this is the way to go. You can do it with your spouse or your significant other. So go on, check it out. I'll have the link in the notes above or below, wherever it is on Facebook. You can head on over there and check it out. Again, it's a deal I've never run before, and I probably will never run it again because it's giving away a little bit more than it probably should be. So check it out. We're doing it through the weekend. So go on, take a look at it for me. So let's get right into today's topic. I know we don't have a whole lot of time. So we're heading into this season where we are going to be challenged. We're going to be challenged by food, drinks, candy, all kinds of things like that. And everybody's going to be heading out to social engagements, events, parties, maybe heading out to work, traveling, which all present different challenges when it comes to eating. Now, my personal opinion at this time of the year is, hey, you know what? We've worked hard all year long. A few extra calories aren't going to make that much of a difference. But for some of you out there, you don't want to destroy all your hard work. So I thought I would give you some proven strategies that I do with my clients all the time to lower or keep the caloric intake in line during this holiday season. And why is it that I don't worry about it too much? But for example, on Thanksgiving, we eat 1, 2 o'clock. it's kind of at a time of the day you don't eat very often. So we might have a little bit of late breakfast or some kind of snack. It's also a time of the day if I was eating lunch, I just typically have a salad. So I don't eat a lot. So I'm not used to eating a lot. So I get full like that. Super fast, I get full. So it's going to keep down my caloric intake right there because I get full. And since I don't eat a lot typically when I sit down to eat, any time of the day that I'm going to eat, I'm just not going to eat as many calories because I'm just full. And if you think about it, in theory, 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. It's hard to eat 3,500 calories.
What would you like me to convert 1 pound to?
Whoops. Siri's talking to me here for some reason. I don't know. Picked me up. You don't need to convert anything, Siri. So 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. It's hard to eat 3,500 calories. It is. You may think it's not, but it's kind of hard. And if you eat, you turn your metabolism on, and it's going to burn some of those increasing calories anyway. So if you enjoy yourself a little bit, maybe 1 day, 2 days, you come in, you step on the scale on Monday, it's probably water weight. It's probably because of salt, you're retaining some water. And by the end of the week, that pound or so could actually be gone. So I don't necessarily worry about it. This time of the year only comes around once. I'm going to have some foods and some treats that aren't normally available to me. So I'm going to eat them and I'm going to enjoy them and I'm going to move on. But that's just my own personal preference. You might have something different. So let's talk about some different ways we can do. So let's first talk about if we're eating at a social engagement. I got about 10 things here that can help you navigate a social engagement, okay? Make sure you don't go to the event starving. It's okay to be a little bit hungry, but you don't want to go starving. You don't want to just grab everything and just eat it really quick. So maybe have a little bit of snack before you get there, before you leave the house, drink some water so you don't go to the event starving. Eating a snack before you go, maybe an apple and some peanut butter, some protein is a great snack. Gives us a lot of fiber and protein to help fill you up. Stick to special foods that you wouldn't normally eat other times of the year, things that you don't normally have around your house. Don't waste calories on fattening dips and potato chips and French fries and things like that. You probably want to put your calories onto things that are healthier and that you may not normally have, because chips and fries and stuff like that are around all the time. You want to take a loop all around to see all the food and grab what you like first, okay? Because you might be in a spot where you fill your plate and then move around a little bit and see that there's other foods that you want to have. So don't just pile up right in the beginning. Look around and see what it is that you really want to have on there, and then fill your plate up. Let's be strategic about our alcohol. So not too much to need to be said there. Maybe have a cocktail, a glass of water in between. Just let's be strategic about our alcohol. Try to avoid drinks with soda, a lot of empty calories. Be mindful of how much we're drinking. Stick to wine or spritzer maybe. Have a cocktail. But let's just be conscientious about our drinking. Number 5, promise yourself you'll eat at least 1 or 2 vegetables. Okay? Make sure you have some of those. Get your fill of carrots and celery, things like that. Small plate. You'll find it sometimes you're just eating because it's there. So it's mindless eating. So you might as well be eating some things that are a little less calories. So try to get 2 vegetables in there if you can. Focus on the event, not necessarily the food. Now, if you come to my house for an event, no, I'm not sure how great the food is. My wife and I aren't real cooks. I'm sure it's okay, but we might not have anything too extravagant. But spend your time networking, talking to other people, enjoying the music, the company. Let's get focused on the event, not necessarily the food. Let's drink a glass of water before we go to the event, once we get there, and in between each alcoholic beverage. Keep hydrated. It's important. Number 8, eat enough food at the event to satisfy your hunger so you don't go home and eat more. Right? Let's not have some food there and not have enough and let get home and have to stop somewhere to get something to eat, or when we get in the house, we're so hungry that we eat another dinner at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Position yourself away from the food. Standing or sitting next to the food or the bar makes it easy to graze throughout the event. So let's position yourself away from that food, right? And try to opt for a fruit-based dessert whenever it's possible. So there's some things. There's 10 things that we talk to my clients. Now, kind of very common sense things. Maybe you've heard them before, but it's going to get a little bit bring it to the forefront again. But that's if you go to an event. So let's talk a little about trying to eat healthy when we're eating out, because we're going to be out, whether we're at a restaurant or someone's home, whatever it might be. We want to try not to overeat. We try to make some good food choices. And especially this time where you might be eating out more often than you normally might be. So if you go into a restaurant, read the menu before you go. If you're not familiar with the menu, read it before you go to the restaurant. You're more likely to make an unhealthy choice when you're hungry or distracted at the restaurant. So the sight and the smell of food can really destroy your plan, especially if you're hungry. So choose the food before you get there. Drink water before you eat, before you go. Drink water when you get to your meal. Make sure it's just straight up water. If you're going to have alcohol, again, have a drink of water between each glass. Avoid eating at all-you-can-eat buffets. I think not much needs to be said there. You're there. There's so many choices. There's so much stuff. They give you big-size plates. If you do have a plate, maybe fill it half with salad or some vegetables, but try not to eat at all-you-can-eat buffets. You might think about, again, so you don't get there really hungry, have a little healthy snack before you go, like we just spoke about. Maybe talk about an apple and peanut butter. Maybe you have a little bit of yogurt and some berries, something like that, to help prevent you from overeating. Trying to be mindful when you're eating. Let's sit down and consciously taste the foods, smell the foods, enjoy the foods. Don't just be talking and shoveling it into your mouth. Be mindful about your eating. And think about ordering your meal before everyone else, because other people's decisions may influence your decision. So make your choice first, and then you don't have to worry about it. You, of course, want to check how the food is prepared and how it's cooked. We want to try to have steamed or grilled or roasted, right? We don't want anything deep fried and things like that. We want it to be crispy and crunchy and sauteed. Pretty self-explanatory there. Pretty common knowledge. You may think about ordering 2 appetizers instead of the main meal. Because sometimes these main meals, especially go to an Italian place, are just so huge, you end up overeating because the food is right in front of you. Or you get 3/4 of the way through and you're like, I'm just going to finish this because, hey, I don't want to take it home. So if you have 2 appetizers, you may be able to eat a little bit less. You have a little more variety to it. I know my wife and I, we rarely have an appetizer, because once we have an appetizer, we're full. We don't eat our meals. So although the appetizers look really good, it seems like anytime we order an appetizer, we do not finish our meals. Think about sharing a meal with somebody, right? If you know that the place is going to have a huge portion size, choose something that the 2 of you can share. Or make sure you take half of it home. Box half of it up before you even leave, before you even start eating. Say, okay, can I get a box? I'm going to take half of this home for sure. Always in our fat loss programs, we talk about eating slowly. So slow down, chew your food thoroughly. Again, be mindful of what you're eating. Put down your utensils in between mouthfuls and don't pick it up again until your mouth is empty. That is a trick. That is an exercise I use all the time in my programs, because it's just tough. And it takes 20 minutes for your body to know that it's full. So let's slow down. I'm not a coffee drinker, but you can have a cup of coffee instead of dessert. That'll cut down some of your calories, especially if you're not putting sugar in that coffee. You can always ask for a healthy swap out. So instead of getting fries, maybe you get a salad, or maybe you get a side of vegetable with that. Always ask for your dressing or sauces on the side. For example, just 2 tablespoons of ranch dressing will add 140 calories and 16 grams of fat. So let's add for our dressing, ask for our dressings on the side. Skip the pre-dinner bread basket. We don't need that bread for sure. If you know that place has some awesome bread, let's plan it into the meal a little bit. Again, maybe not finish our meal. Let's take some of our meal home with us, or just have a piece of bread and push it to the side and take the rest home. You can think about ordering some soup and salad to start off with, because that's going to help fill you up for your meal. We want to avoid any sugar sweetened drinks. That's about it. There's a couple other things, but for the most part, that's a lot of different things. There's a lot of strategies when you go to a restaurant to try to make that meal a little healthier so you don't consume quite as many calories. So I'm going to touch upon the third thing. That would be traveling. Now, this was for work or vacation, whatever, but this time of the year, we're going to travel, right? So, again, when you're traveling, if you know you're going to be somewhere, you've been there before, you know what the restaurant's going to be, take a look at the menu ahead of time. While you're traveling, it's simple to bring some vegetables or some fruit with you. Bring a little beef jerky, nuts, seeds, so you can put that protein and fruit together. Those type of things are all good. This way, you're not starving when you do finally arrive to your destination. Some people think about starting some intermittent fasting at that point in time. If you haven't been intermittent fasting, I probably wouldn't say to do that, but I've seen that as a tip out there. I personally would not decide, okay, I'm traveling now, I'm going to also decide to intermittent fast. So make sure you're drinking enough water. Bring some water with you. If you are at a hotel and you're going to be there for a little while, see if you can get a refrigerator in your room so you can keep some foods there. Nuts are always a good thing to carry with you. Almonds, walnuts are all good things. Try to pack some foods with fiber and protein. So if you have a green apple again, it's nice and tart, it's crispy, it's going to fill you up. Maybe put that with a little bit of tuna this time. We talked about peanut butter a minute ago. We talked about a little bit of yogurt. But if you're traveling, you may not be able to do that stuff. So you may not be able to have the refrigeration. So maybe just a little bit of a little cheese stick, right? And always think about trying to have everything in moderation. Everything in moderation. So stay kind of balanced. I know when I'm in the airport, something I do all the time is I take the stairs. I don't get on those little tracks that zoom you right along there. Burn just a few more calories by walking. Let's see if we can't keep getting that NEAT, that non-exercise activity thermogenesis in, working up towards those 10,000 steps a day. And yeah, I think those are the things. Those are the things I have for you today. Again, my philosophy, how I live my life, is to just enjoy the holidays, enjoy the holiday season. I'm going to still work exercise into my program. I'm going to still make sure I'm getting enough movement every day. I'm going to get up my walks in, make sure I'm getting 10,000 steps in. If I eat Thanksgiving dinner, hey, let's go for a walk afterwards. It's going to help with our insulin resistance. It's going to help us keep us from being tired, give us some energy, especially in a nice, cool, brisk air. Get you ready to have a little bit of dessert. Make sure I'm lifting weights a couple times a week. And I'm really, really not going to worry about if I have gravy, because I really rarely have gravy. I don't usually have mashed potatoes. I'm going to have some stuff that I don't normally have. I'm going to have chocolate cream pie. Yes. Looking forward to it. So just relax, enjoy yourself, be in the moment, enjoy the foods that you're going to have. Make a few cuts here and there if you'd like. But I'm sure that you can come through this weekend. We've run a D2S program, a drop 2 gene size program through Thanksgiving. And at the end of Thanksgiving, people were still able to fit into the genes fantastically. So if you've been keeping up with things as we've been going along, making changes in life, I know that these holidays and holiday season is going to be a fun one. And it's not going to bring you any kind of stress over your eating and your caloric intake. That's what I have for you. I appreciate you taking the time in a busy schedule today and this whole busy week. Of course, anytime you have any questions or want any kind of feedback, let me know. Call me, email me, text me, whatever it might be. And again, check out my Get Stronger, Live Longer deal. It's, again, once in a lifetime. Never run it before. Probably will never run a deal again. I only have a few spots left. You guys are loyal listeners. Take a look at it. Maybe you said, hey, I always wanted to work with Chris, but I'm not close enough. I don't live near Chris. I can't afford Chris. All these kind of things. This is the program where you can do that. So take a look at it. And I hope to hear from you. I hope to help you. So have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you on the other side. Have a great evening.